is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD collection for 2012 with the final and part 3 of the comedy section. So I finished on the P's last time, so let's get started with the R's. We have Raising Arizona from 1987, one of the great Coen Brothers movies with Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter. Next we have The Rocker with Rainn Wilson. I also got this because Emma Stone is in it as well. Not a great movie, but it was pretty fun from a few years ago. Next we have Role Models, a very cool film with Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, fun film. Next we have The Rules of Attraction from 2002, great young cast. You got people like Jessica Biel, James Van Der Beek. I had to laugh because I watch Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and he's great on that show. Shannon Sossamon, Laura Prepon is in it, Kate Bosworth, very cool film. Next we have Ruthless People from 1986, great comedy with Danny DeVito and Bette Midler. Okay, next we have SFW, or So Fucking What, sort of a reality-based comedy, dark comedy with Stephen Dorff and Reese Witherspoon from 1994. Next we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, one of my favorite films of 2011. I believe this was 2011. Yeah, really fun. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, sort of a great video game pop culture film. Next we have The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox from 1987. Sort of him climbing the corporate ladder. Sort of classic 80s film. Next we have Serial Mom from 1994, great John Waters film with Kathleen Turner, hilarious in this movie. Oh, get back in there. Okay, next we have The 7-Year Itch from 1957, directed by Billy Wilder, classic Marilyn Monroe film. Next we have Shallow Hal, filmed by the Ferrell brothers with Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow. It's not great, but I enjoy it. Next we have She's Out of My League from 2010 on Blu-ray. Not a great film, but I liked Jerry Baruchel and what's her name, Alice Eve is hot in this. Next we have Sideways, one of the best comedies of the 2000s with Paul Giamatti, Thomas Hayden Church, the lovely Virginia Madsen and Sandra Oh. Next we have Some Like It Hot, probably my favorite film with Marilyn Monroe, just a classic from 1959. Again, Billy Wilder film, one of the best comedies of all time. Next we have Starsky and Hutch, the film with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson from, when did this come out, like 2003 or 4 or something like that. Next we have Step Brothers with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, a very funny film from 2008. Stranger Than Fiction from 2006, again with Will Ferrell, one of his best performances, just a great film. Very funny, very smart, great script, just a great movie. Next we have The Stuntman from 1980, I believe. Peter O'Toole, Barbara Hershey, an interesting movie. Next we have Swimming with Sharks, very smart, biting satire with Kevin Spacey and Frank Whaley. Kevin Spacey is amazing in this movie from 1995. Next we have one of my all-time favorite comedies, and that is of course the classic Swingers from 1996. Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn, Heather Graham. I absolutely adore this movie. Next we have Take Me Home Tonight from last year. Not too bad, sort of an 80s comedy with Topher Grace and Anna Faris. Next we have Thank You for Smoking, great film from 2006 with Aaron Eckhart, Maria Bello, Katie Holmes, Rob Lowe, Robert Duvall, William H. Macy. Just an amazing film about the tobacco industry. Next we have There's Something About Mary from 1998, another Ferrell brothers comedy, just one of the best comedies of the 90s, bar none. Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz. Matt Dillon, awesome. The Thin Man from 1934, classic William Powell and Myrna Loy. Another comedy from the 30s, To Be or Not to Be, with Carol Lombard and Jack Benny. Ernst Lubitsch film from 1935. Next we have To Die For, great performance by Nicole Kidman as a school teacher in this very black comedy from 1995, directed by Gus Van Sant. Next we have Tootsie from 1982, Dustin Hoffman classic, one of his best performances. Next we have Topper, another comedy from the 30s with Cary Grant and Constance Bennett. Also features the sequel Topper Returns, which I haven't seen actually. Next we have Trading Places from 1983, one of my favorite comedies of the 80s. Probably Eddie Murphy's best performance in my opinion, one of his best films, definitely. Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, sexy as hell in this, just a great film, I love this movie. Next we have the classic Trainspotting, from 1996, just a great movie to introduce people like Ewan McGregor, got Kelly MacDonald, Robert Carlyle, just an amazing film. Next we have Uncle Buck from 1989, classic John Candy, John Hughes film, one of the many favorites of the 80s. Next we have Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke from 1978, the only Cheech and Chong film I have, but it's the best one they did and it's absolutely hilarious. I love this movie. Next we have Up in the Air from 2008 or 9, one of those two, I think it's 8. Great movie with George Clooney, Vera Farmiga and Anna Kendrick. Next we have National Lampoon's Vacation, of course, classic from 1983 with Chevy Chase and the Griswolds. I also need to pick up European Vacation. I obviously have Christmas Vacation, which was in my Christmas section. Next we have Very Bad Things, great dark comedy from 1998 with Christian Slater, Cameron Diaz. Who else is in this? Jon Favreau. What's the guy's name? Jeremy Piven, that's it. I'm trying to remember who it was. Daniel Stern, just a great cast. Okay, moving up. Next we have Wag the Dog from 1997. Great black comedy about Hollywood and politics with Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. Next we have Waiting from like 2006, Ryan Reynolds. Great cast, Justin Long. I absolutely love this movie. Dane Cook is in it. Next we have Waking Ned Devine, British film from 1997, about an old guy in Ireland who wins the lottery. Very funny movie. The War of the Roses from 1989, bringing back the cast of the Romancing the Stone films, Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. And I believe Danny DeVito directs this one. Next we have Wayne's World. I only have the first one from 1992. I'm thinking about getting the sequel. Of course, Michael Myers and Dana Carvey, just awesome. Next, we have Wedding Crashers from 2005, one of the best comedies of the past decade. Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, Christopher Walken, Isla Fisher, great. Rachel McAdams, of course, and now a star, Bradley Cooper. Next, we have The Whole Nine Yards from 2000 with Bruce Willis, Matthew Perry, the late Michael Clark Duncan. He's great in this movie. Amanda Peet, hilarious in this film. Just a great film. I didn't like the sequel though at all. Next, we have Wild Target on Blu-ray. Fun film with Emily Blunt, Bill Nighy, Rupert Grint from Harry Potter. Just a fun comedy. I really liked Emily Blunt and Bill Nighy in this. Woman of the Year, great comedy with Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn from 1942. Wonder Boys from 2000, great performance by Michael Douglas. You got people like Tobey Maguire, Katie Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. Great movie. Next we have Working Girl from 1988, a film that I believe Scott did for Harrison Ford Week, or maybe it was somebody else. Great comedy from the 80s with, like I said, Harrison Ford, Melanie Griffith, and Sigourney Weaver. You Can't Hardly Wait. Oh, wait, what am I saying? You Can't Hardly Wait. You Can't Take It With You, sorry. From 1938 Frank Capra classic with Gene Arthur and Lionel Barrymore. Can't Hardly Wait is in my teen section. Youth in Revolt from 2010, another, it's an okay film with Michael Cera in dual roles. Got Zach Galifianakis, Justin Long, Ray Liotta, Steve Buscemi. Zack and Mary Make a Porno. Good film, actually, from when did this come out? 2007, I believe, maybe 2008. Kevin Smith film with Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks. Very funny. I really like that movie. And last but not least, we have Zoolander. Of course, Ben Stiller comedy from 2001. Man, I can't believe this is already 11 years old. Owen Wilson great, as is Will Ferrell, Mila Jovovich. Yeah, good movie. So that is it for comedy. Up next it will be crime. I'll probably split that into two. It's pretty big, but yeah, that'll be next. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.